Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name's GBay99, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another video to help you improve at League. We've been talking a lot recently about improving at League, getting better, climbing rating, and now is more important of a time than any, seeing as the new ranked season is officially starting in just a couple of days. Now, instead of last year where I just gave you guys some advice on what sort of mindset you should have going into your placement matches, this year I want to do a little bit more and give you a tip on how to improve overall as a player in League, so no matter what happens in your placements, you'll be set for the upcoming year with a fire in your belly and some motivation to climb the ladder. Actually improving at League of Legends is something that's a little bit difficult at times. Not only is it easy for us to turn a blind eye to our own mistakes, focusing on our teammates' issues more than anything else, but there's also just a host of issues that are completely out of our control that can make improving difficult. No official replay system yet for us to use, sites that set up paywalls claiming that they can fix your issues for you, elo boosters trying to give you an easy out, and a number of other things that distract you from self-improvement. Self-improvement is the number one thing you should be focusing on. All the pro players of today didn't get good by paying someone for lessons. So let's go ahead and talk about how to actually improve. When getting better at League of Legends, there's a pretty simple 3-step process you should try and follow. It goes like this. Step 1, identify your mistakes. Step 2, find one root cause behind those mistakes. And Step 3, practice fixing only that issue. This list stems from advice Day9 gave his viewers often on how to improve at StarCraft. Because strategy games and esports in general are often so complex to play effectively, it's often best to just focus on one of your issues and practice fixing only that issue until you perfect it. For instance, if a player isn't making enough probes and is falling behind on his economy because of it, then that player should focus only on always making probes his next few games. Not winning, not building an army, not scouting, only on making probes until it becomes second nature to him. Then he can work on his next issue, maybe forgetting to construct additional pylons. So using this same application for League of Legends, let's give a few examples. First, figure out why it is you're losing games. Maybe you're racking up too many deaths, you lose map control, you throw games in the late game, you're behind in gold, behind in objectives, lose lane, or even something like your teammates keep losing lane. Then find the root cause behind those issues. You're dying too much because you're overextending. You're losing map control because you don't ward enough. You're behind in gold because you miss a lot of CS. Maybe you're behind in objectives because you're not grouping. You're losing lane because you don't know the matchups. Or if your teammates are losing lane, maybe that's because you aren't ganking or roaming enough. Then finally, whatever your biggest issue is and whatever the root cause is, focus on fixing it. If you think your biggest issue is that you don't ward enough, always, and I mean always, make sure you have that river warded every second that you're in lane. If you have bad map presence and you always die to jungle ganks, train yourself to look at your minimap once every 10 seconds, no excuses. There's a ton of different things that could be your big issue when playing League, and that issue might be the only thing that's holding you back from climbing up a tier or division in rating. Overcorrecting your issues like this, focusing on fixing them one at a time, is the absolute best way to get better at the game as quickly and efficiently as possible. This is something a lot of people do for a lot of other games, and as I mentioned in my last video, I think it's what finally propelled me past Platinum 1 up to Diamond. When I stopped taking Ignite as a top laner and finally switched to Teleport, I had to put all my focus on using it effectively. Ignite has much more usefulness in a 1v1 lane than Teleport does, so if I was going to force myself to take TP, I had to focus entirely on just using it as effectively as possible, more so than I would have used Ignite. I would go for TP ganks, I would split push, I would focus on my map presence, and do everything in my power to focus entirely on using Teleport, and that transitioned into me having better map awareness, better map control, better map presence. At the time, having good global map presence and map control was probably my weakest skill, and just a week or two after fully committing to taking Teleport, I shot up to Diamond 5 in a heartbeat, and then Diamond 4 quickly soon after. With placement matches just around the corner, it can be a little daunting to think that you might drop a tier or two if your placements take a bit of a bad turn. A lot of people are much more prone to going on tilt or making irrational mistakes if they see a game start off rough, thinking that they're going to lose the game, lose their placements, and thinking that losing those placements means the end of all the progress they made last season. But ultimately they're wrong. Placement matches just determine your starting point, where you begin the next chapter in your League of Legends career. They don't determine where you end it. Keeping a level head and focusing on improving yourself as efficiently as possible, though, is one of the best things you can do to take advantage of the 50 LP gains and losses at the start of a new season like this. Regardless of where you all start your season or end the upcoming season, though, I want to thank you all very much for watching my video, wish you good luck in your placement matches, and make sure you have a wonderful day.